I'll make you a deal. You can kill Gemma, but don't touch Katie.
M3gan.
So Katie loved M3gan in the last one. They had a very big friendship, and it was very hard for Katie to get rid of M3gan. But in this movie, everyone's telling like M3gan is nothing more than like a bunch of ones and zeros, but Katie doesn't think that's true. She thinks that the relationship is totally real, and this voice inside keeps telling her that. And they need to get M3gan's help to help them defeat Amelia. And I think Katie's actually very happy to have M3gan back on the team. You'll see that in the film. There's more killer dolls, bigger fight sequences for sure, and bigger sets and cooler sets. Allison Williams, oh my gosh, she is amazing. Just amazing producer, amazing actor, a lovely co-star, and the amount of care that she has for everybody, the crew and cast, is insane. Like, I had this really hard breathing scene where I was like breathing very heavily, and after they cut, she was like, sit down and we're gonna get you some water. So she just cares for everybody, and she's an amazingly talented actress. I am training with really a little bit of everybody, but like Meg and Ike, and I've been learning a lot of Aikido stuff, which is so exciting because this is what I love about acting, is you get to learn stuff that maybe you wouldn't get a chance to in real life. But I'm so excited. I have so many fun stunts that I get to do by myself, which I don't typically get to do.
We meet her, she's pretty frazzled. Katie's behavior is challenging. She's acting out in ways that are pretty predictable, but are totally stressful and almost unmanageable for Gemma. And she's just doing her best to keep it all afloat. And then the movie starts. She's just also developing new tech with Tess and Cole still. They have this new piece of technology, the exosuit, exoskeletor, which is technically without AI. It is a piece of hardware technology that can just attach to the body and operates off of muscle movements. So they're continuing to iterate and try to invent things in the realm of life-altering, life-saving, life-improving technology, but without the learning models that they installed in M3gan. And this product is having a mixture of success and lack thereof. The last shot of the first movie is the pulsing light of the smart home device, and it turns out, yes, M3gan has put herself in there, and she's just been there. She's just been chilling for years, watching Gemma mess up and waiting for the perfect moment to step in and save the day. As the hero she is, M3gan is creepy. She's even creepier. The fact that she can do all of the things that she can do now make her just even more uncanny. Amelia is terrifying, genuinely scary. The menace you feel coming from her, that is really just turmoil being rendered as menace, is like very real and formidable. Our relationship with Amelia evolves, obviously, with the amount of information we have about her as a character. Initially, what we think is that she is just a step above what we knew was possible in terms of AI. She's an infiltration droid. That's how she's sold to the government anyway, who in theory just comes into a bunker, a space where there are a lot of threats, where we wouldn't want to send a human agent in necessarily. She's able to survive anything that humans couldn't, and is able to carry out a mission with minimal casualties, and that's appealing for obvious reasons. From the very beginning of the movie, we know that our heroes aren't on firm ground. They're not safe. Everything is not right. And so from there, the sense of being unsafe and uneasy kind of permeates the whole movie and doesn't really let go until it's all done. And then even then, in a world where you get the sense that M3gan is kind of everywhere, even when you think she's not there anymore, you're just wondering. And what's creepier than that? Wondering if M3gan's watching you or not. She is.
I don't see her as a psychopathic robot. I see her as somebody who is trying to understand her own identity, her own wiring, and trying to understand why she was put into this world in a way that is quite cruel and traumatizing. Why she has the limits that she does. And so I don't see Amelia as a psychopath at all. Or rather, the psychopathic parts of her exist for a reason. Throughout the storyline, we see her beginning to question her own autonomy. She is, to me, not simply a villain, but a being grappling with existential questions in a world that may not be ready for her existence just yet. I was so impressed by Allison's ability to lead a film and also be such an incredible producer. It's like her love language is problem solving, and the way that she makes you feel understood and seen, the way that she is doing everything she can in order to make you feel invited and welcomed and taken care of is really moving. I've never seen an actor who's also in a role of a producer be so present in both of those roles.
And the interesting thing happened around about the time M3gan came out, and we were thinking about the next story, ChatGPT came out, and everyone was faced with this reality that AI is not going anywhere. Therefore, maybe we should start figuring out if there's a way we can live with it. And that's really the inspiration for the story. It's like M3gan's not going anywhere. Maybe we should see if there's some sort of middle ground we can hit, if she's all bad or if there are good parts to her. If some of M3gan's behavior in M3gan 1 came down to the way she was trained by Gemma, and if Gemma had done things a little differently, would it have worked out differently? Would M3gan be different? Could M3gan learn the difference between good and bad? In a lot of ways, Amelia is M3gan 2.0. She's M3gan to the nth degree. She's M3gan rebuilt with military hardware and a sole purpose, which is just revenge. Like, for all M3gan's faults, at least she had an objective to protect Katie, whereas it seems that Amelia has been reprogrammed. And it seems that when Amelia becomes self-aware and becomes rogue, all she has is animosity to those people that created her, tortured her, treated her as a slave. And so it becomes this interesting thing of, we create these robots to do our bidding, and if they become, self-aware, what are their feelings going to be towards us? When we were looking for who was going to play Amelia, it was really difficult because we wanted her to be as iconic as M3gan, but not in the same way, and almost like a dark mirror to M3gan in many respects. And we really found that in Ivana. She has this incredible intensity to her and emotion as well. And what was really funny is she brings so much to her character. She feels things so much. She can't help but kind of start crying when she's performing, but robots don't cry. So we had a sort of, we had to do some work in visual effects to make sure that she can feel those things, but without actually glassing up. But she's just an incredible performer. She just commits to everything, and she really trains hard. There were so many sequences that relied upon her having a really unnatural physicality, and she spent so much time with the movement coach and the stunt team to figure out how to do all of these things with the grace of a robot. When it came to designing M3gan 2.0, we didn't really want to lose what people loved about her. We played around with different hairstyles and looks and things like that, but ultimately we felt like anything that moved too far away just didn't feel like M3gan. So we were very careful to retain all of those things that made audiences fall in love with her in the first place. But what we thought we had an opportunity to do here is to try to show how she could be more sophisticated and more refined, and a part of that is her expressions and her even her lip sync. So Adrian brought on Mark Satrakian, who's a bit of an animatronics robotics kind of whiz, and he has this software that he built himself, and he was able to take all of M3gan's lines and recalibrate all of her functions so that she would actually have a much closer lip sync this time. So, we kind of managed to just get even further into the uncanny valley with what M3gan can do this time. When it came to the dancing, the whole joke, I had this funny idea that obviously the audience really wants to see M3gan dance again, but I didn't want to, do the exact same thing we did on the first movie. And so it became a thing of how do we do this again, but in a way that's kind of a surprise. So I came up with a scenario that M3gan is dressed, she's a robot, she's at this AI convention, and she's essentially a robot dressed as a human pretending to be a robot. And what ends up happening is she's wearing an outfit of one of these performers, and she ends up being caught in the spotlight and realizing, she's expected to kind of dance, and she really doesn't want to dance. But in order to not give herself away and draw too much attention to herself, she has to dance. But in this scenario, we wanted to do a very specific kind of, we wanted to do like a robot breakdance. With the casting of Alton Appleton, he's a pretty big personality. He's a kind of an amalgam of your Jeff Bezos and your Elon Musks, and you're kind of, and in a weird way, he's kind of like a James Bond villain at the same time. And I had been wanting to work with Jermaine forever, and we'd been trading emails about things, and it just so happened he was a big fan of the first movie. More so, I think his son was a big fan of the first movie, so he really leaped at the chance to be involved, and he was just so hilarious. And as everyone knows, he improvises a lot. He likes to stay loose, and so every single take with Jermaine was a journey of discovery and delightful surprise, and you didn't know what he was going to do.
Gerard wanted to make M3gan's world bigger, and he wanted to raise the stakes of what she would encounter. When I first saw Ivana's audition tape, I was blown away. She has this chilling ability to capture curiosity in a controlled and mechanical way. You're going to see a bigger, badder, and bloodier film in M3gan 2.0.
Whereas she's obviously the antagonist in the first one, here in the second one, she's obviously the protagonist now. And so that was part of the fun of playing with the different shades of how much she is a good guy or how much he is still potentially an evil robot at heart. And that's really where the fun comes from, is throughout the movie, we wanted to make sure that we never quite know if M3gan is doing the right thing for the humans or if she's doing this kind of for her own self-interest. It's really fun for us as an audience to see an upgraded version of M3gan, to see, a kick-ass version of what M3gan could be, compared to what she was in the first movie, so that she can be at the same level as Amelia. And for me, a big part of the fun and humor in the second movie is just watching M3gan kind of go through her evolution and the way we upgrade her, and the way the things that she learned in this movie as well, and things that she had learned in the first film, and how she uses, all of this, and how she put them into practice in the second film. The movie touches on, a lot of the themes that is very relevant today, right now, as we're moving into a whole new world that we're not really sure what it's going to be like, and we're just jumping headfirst into it. And so there is obviously that cautionary tale that comes with that, but I also think the movie also speaks about how technology, though scary, can also help us as well.